I call the honourable member for Solomon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is to the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development. How will the government's infrastructure investment program support the construction and maintenance of roads across Australia?
I call the Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure and Regional Development.
Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I thank the member for Solomon for her question. Of course, unlike the Leader of the Opposition, who in his budget reply speech spoke about forgotten people on a number of occasions, never mentioned rural Australia once. Never mentioned rural Australia once. And that's not where the member of Solomon comes from. She understands regional Australia and why it's necessary for us to invest in infrastructure, not just in our biggest capital cities, but also in provincial and regional communities as well. And she will be particularly pleased about the Coalition Government's $600 million commitment to roads in the Northern Territory. $600 million.
The member for
which will make a real difference. The commitments will make a real difference to much of the Territory Roads program. There's $70 million in Darwin for Tiger Brennan Drive duplication, a project that's been underway for quite some time, and this will take it some step further forward. Yes, I've noted the member for Lingiari's interjection. When I was in the Northern Territory last week, I heard him comment on the adequacy of road funding in the Northern Territory, and to his credit, he acknowledged the previous Labor government had not done it.
The member for Granger on a point of order.
Yes, Madam Speaker. In order to be relevant, the minister must nominate a single project in the Northern Territory which is new. Anyone will do. Anyone. Anyone at all.
There is no point
Even
of order.
a dog
The member will
do.
resume his seat. The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Losing your tongue.
Well, I would be delighted to name dozens of projects across Australia, scores of projects which Labor had nothing to do with. But since this question is about the Northern Territory, how about the Outback Way? Labor never spent a cent on the Outback Way, was not prepared to spend anything on the Outback Way. And we're committing $20 million to the Outback Way in the Northern Territory. That's just one. And while I was in the Territory, I also announced...
One more and you're out. The Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
And whilst I was in the Territory, I also announced the $77 million Northern Territory roads package, which Labor had never funded, which will provide significant upgrades to the major roads of the Territory, and then $90 million to the Regional Roads Productivity Package. Now, Labor's going to claim this as its own, but in reality they didn't spend any of it. You know, these projects that they announced, like the Santa Teresa Road, the Port Creeks Road, I visited the Santa Teresa Road, and not a thing was done. Nothing had happened. Nothing had happened. But with Chief Minister Giles, I was able to announce the start of construction on that project and the Port Keats Road, and $90 million worth of major roads upgrading in the Territory. We're getting on with the job. We're delivering from the Territory and the rest of Australia the roads network of the 21st century, roads they deserve that Labor never delivered.